Welcome to RaidGuides.com's video guide to Tortos in Throne of Thunder in 10-man normal difficulty. My name is Arch and I'll be guiding you through this encounter. On the face of it, it seems like a very simple fight. It can be a little bit tricky, but it is overall fairly straightforward. The basic premises of it is you are fighting a giant turtle called Tortos. Now he has one key mechanic in this fight, is that he will do an attack called Furious Stone Breath when he reaches 100 energy. This will wipe the raid. However, in order to interrupt his Furious Breath, you can kick a turtle in his face, stopping the cast. Now, on a timer, periodically he will call forth World Turtle Adds. Now these will spin around the room, knocking people in the air that they come in contact with, dealing 200,000 damage, maybe less on 10-man. When they are dropped down to basically 0 health, they will become inactive, unattackable, and not move. Now when you target one, you'll be able to use this extra action button, which is called Kick Turtle. This allows you to kick the turtle in the direction you are facing, and if hitting Tortos will interrupt his cast. If he's not casting, it doesn't matter. But it also gives them a 25% damage taken debuff. So you must use the World Turtles to interrupt his breath, otherwise you will wipe. Now it's very easy to know when this is coming because you can see his energy bar and it's on a timer as long as you've got a tank in melee range. Other things to bear: whenever he gets into his Furious Breath is interrupted, vampiric cave bats will come down. These need to be picked up immediately by the tank. They have a very interesting mechanic. Whenever they attack something that has less than 350,000 health on 10-man, it might be higher on 25, they will heal themselves for 50 times the damage dealt. Basically meaning they'll heal themselves to full. So the tank needs to always have more than 350,000 health. Doesn't sound like it's a problem, however, combine that with his Quake Stomp ability, which is on a timer, which stuns everybody for 2 seconds, or a second, it can be tricky. If you don't have HOTS rolling and cooldowns up in that 1 to 2 second period, you will drop below 350,000 health and they will heal back up, which is annoying. How we did it, as you can see in the video footage, is obviously the turtles always come out in threes. Now we burn them down as quick as we can to stop them spinning around and knocking everybody up and destroying people's DPS and just doing general raid damage. We would then have one person assigned to kicking the turtles, in which case this was me. We'd make sure there's always a turtle up at all times, always one turtle available to interrupt the Furious Stone Breath. We'd then use any spare turtles to kick them into the vampiric cave bats to get them the 25% increased damage debuff so that we could AoE them down much faster. On top of all of this, he will do Rockfall, which summons a blue circle on the floor. This summons down a spike, a cave spike, which if you're stood in the circle will hit you for a lot of damage. I think it's about 500,000. But if you're outside of the circle, it will only hit you for about 60-70,000, so you need to make sure you move outside of it. When he does his Quake Stomp, the period, how often he casts Rockfall is greatly increased for 8 seconds. So after Quake Stomp, be prepared to do a lot of circle dodging. Other than, you know, burning down the turtles when they appear, killing the cave bats as soon as they appear, and then any spare moment you get DPS in the boss, there isn't really actually that much to do on this fight. It's not particularly hard. There is a lot going on at one time and you can get overwhelmed by the amount of things you can see, but generally it's quite straightforward, and once you get the hang of kicking the turtles at the boss at the right time, you should find that he dies quite simply. What we found was once we got to this sort of point, the 15% mark, we decided to, as long as we had a turtle up for the next Furious Stone Breath, we decided to ignore the turtles, ignore the vampire cave bats, and just burn him down just to get rid of the last bit of health, spamming as many excess turtles we have to chain the 25% damage taken debuff on him. But hopefully this will help. Have fun. good luck, and we will see you in the next boss.